Yay! Christmas came early this year. La 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 la. Merry Christmas to me, Merry Christmas to me. Waka 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 waka. Ooh ooh ooh. Hi there, Karen Lovely here. And I manifested magically and miraculously another horsey that I've been wishing for. I will tell you the story, but the best information that I can share with you is there's always more to this than meets the eye. And by that, I mean it's one thing to want something and desire it and be passionate and put it on your wish list. And it's yet another to create it and manifest it in 3D, in physical reality. And yet another to understand just how superhuman powerful we are in our ability to create what I call magic based on the law of attraction. I call it the principles of magnetization. Is so vitally important to understand the human mind, and not just the broad human mind, specifically the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and my favorite and specialty, the unconscious mind. What we completely have no idea is happening, no conscious awareness whatsoever, and that then resides in the phenomenon of being utterly consciously out of existence, but unconsciously we're sending out subliminal messages and we don't even know it. So I was so excited to get this gorgeous, beautiful, tall, spectacular, fancy prancy saddlebred mare. But you need to know that I have been wishing for another horse to ride and to have for my own. And also, I wanted a very tall horse, and I wanted the horse to be gifted to me or given to me. And then I wanted the horse to be dropped off. And all those things that happened. But in the process, and doing this over and over and over again and duplicating it over and over and over again, I have been able to easily, effortlessly, poof, like magic, attract one pedigree horse after another, this stunningly gorgeous, handed to me pretty much on a silver platter. And not only that, trailered to my ranch and dropped off, and I'm not even here. And then I show up and it's like Christmas Day. A kid on Christmas Eve wakes up Christmas Day, and there are my beautiful presents that just appear out of nowhere, as if Santa Claus or Santa Angel dropped them off. So my latest one was dropped off December 1st, just a couple weeks ago, and I had actually been offered 5 other horses and possibilities that all magically appeared by me just putting it out there, declaring it, and sharing it with just a couple of people. And I had one opportunity after another, but with all the horses that I've been able to manifest and magnetize, I finally got smart, and I was very specific this time, and I only wanted the best of the best. Normally, I just take any horse that shows up because I'm such a crazy horse lover. But this time, through experience, having to euthanize so many horses as they get older and injured and have diseases, genetic diseases, and those kind of things, I said, no, I want only the best of the best, and the horse has to meet all my criteria. And that is new for me because I realized in mastering this magnetizing magic and our heart's desires that over time refining it and being super specific and never ever settling. Hello? How come no one ever told this to me? So I have definitely been laser focused on only getting the match, or creating the best match for me with all the bells and whistles that are important to me. So that said, I had to let go of all the other 5 horses and those opportunities, and trust and have blind faith and believe that the right horse will come by my way and show up in my energy field at the exact right time. So those things come into play, but I really want to emphasize the importance, the vital importance of the unconscious, subconscious, and conscious mind and how this worked. So I have a gorgeous saddlebred mare, and she is spectacular. She has the most beautiful ears I've ever seen, which is a sign of extremely high pedigree and exceptional breeding. But the thing is, interestingly enough, if I look back and connect the dots looking backwards to understand what I did and what I didn't do, this is where all the magical information comes in mastering this sooner than later. So the horse came through my horse trainer, horse farrier, the amazing guy who takes care of my horse's feet. And so I knew, because he's a great horse trainer, that him asking me if I wanted this horse was the perfect and ideal match, because he knows his horses inside and out. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. And to get a saddlebred that is the same exact breed as my gorgeous black stallion, my number 1 dream horse that I still have today. Now, here's the thing. I consciously had been saying, oh, my next horse is going to be a giant, gorgeous, young black Friesian. Friesians come in only black. And I wanted another black, gorgeous horse with furry feet and a furry mane and tail that would be a younger, different breed from my already existing black stallion, who is now retired. And so consciously I was saying, yep, that's my next thing on my list. And that's what I want. So I'm saying that out loud, which is a conscious desire. Yet the most interesting, eerie, like woo-woo thing about it is I ended up getting a female horse, a mare, a horse that is a saddlebred, not a Friesian. And then that mare that I got is 8 years old, so she's very young. It's like the perfect age, exactly the age I got my black stallion. And so none of that matches up. So at face value, it's like, oh, it didn't work. But here's the mystical thing about it. I have been saying for years, over and over, and it's become subliminal. It has been implanted in my subconscious mind. I always wanted to breed my black stallion, my black saddlebred, Harlem, and get babies. Always. I've talked about this for years and years and years, about breeding horses to get a baby just like him. And so I thought, okay, I'll get an Arabian and I'll crossbreed him and get a beautiful national show horse. Those are gorgeous. But I knew that in order to get an ideal baby Harlem, it would have to be saddlebred breeding to saddlebred. So I didn't even say it consciously, but I knew it deep down in my heart that this is the case. And then I thought, okay, well, I can just pay a mare owner and I could breed my stud to her or his horse, and then I could do it that way, blah, blah, blah. And then again, mystically, ironically, I end up getting the exact same breed. She's ideal for breeding because she's young enough. And then I would get the baby that I want from my stallion, because this mare is 16 hands, which is a tall horse. My stallion is 16'3", and I always want big, tall, fine-boned horses. And then This mare is a beautiful, dark, dark brown, black color, solid, not one white marking, just like my black stallion. So the chances of me getting another black, black, black baby colt boy is at the highest. And I can already tell by my mare's body type that she's going to make a great mom or a brood mare, because she has a bigger body and she'll be able to breed easily and then birth a baby easily because she's built for it. She also has a wonderful disposition, very, very sweet, but fiery. She is absolutely stunningly gorgeous when she's frolicking and prancing around. And because she's so quote unquote typey, so beautiful, to cross her with my gorgeous stallion is just a win. But what we need to get here is that I magically, miraculously magnetized and manifested the horse I wanted unconsciously and subconsciously, not consciously. So that's when we say certain things out loud and we're very aware of it. Oh, I want the love of my life. And this time I want him or her to have all or most of the same passions that I have and be open to transformation and consciousness and want to grow and seek inner spirituality and self-evolution. I can say that out loud. And then I eerily attract the guy who's complete opposite. How is that even possible? I know if you're listening to this, you so get it. And that was actually the last boyfriend I had. I did exactly that. I said, I want this, this, and this. I want him to want to seek his own inner self-evolution, blah, 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 blah. But unconsciously and subconsciously, I attracted the guy who didn't want to do any of that. He was not interested in transforming himself from the inside out. He had a lot of amazing qualities on the surface. Like, he was a really good, decent, sweet, hardworking human being. But all the things I consciously want that are deal breakers, I did not get from him. And so this is so huge, is because of that subconscious, unconscious phenomenon. That is the highest, best, not so best frequency that is sent out. So no matter what we're saying consciously, that whatever is ingrained, embedded, and encoded longer over time and most unconscious is exactly what we end up manifesting and attracting. So in relationships specifically, Harville Hendricks says this: the very thing we want in our significant other is the very thing they cannot give us. And that's because he's talking about that subconscious phenomenon. And I say it's the unconscious phenomenon. Like, is completely blind to us, invisible, hidden, like not even remotely close to even recognizing any of it. And like I said, I've lived it over and over and over again, especially in my last relationship. And it blows my mind to this day. And then when I woke up the next morning, so this new saddlebred mare, I haven't yet gotten her name set in stone, but she was presented to me. And my horse trainer said, well, this horse might be available. Call the woman and see if she's available. Well, the woman never called me back, and I never talked to her. I let it go. That was several months ago. And then I let it go. Then I looked at all the 5 horses that came and went. And I said, no, pass, too old. Okay, not the look that I want, blah, 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 but all great horses. Turn those down. And then here's the thing. I said consciously, okay, that's it. I'm not going to take any horses until after the first of the year when I can focus on it, because right now my main priority and baby is my new app. that's coming out. I'm super excited about that. And so I said, no, consciously, no horses. I'm going to wait till next year and I'll be out of town anyway, blah, blah, blah. And then wait, what happens when I least expect it, out of the blue? My horse trainer was taking care of my horse's feet. He never said anything. Literally the next day he texted me, he said, hey, listen, this horse, do you want this horse? And I said, wait, is this the horse you talked about? And he's like, yeah. And I said, oh, okay, well, he really didn't answer any of my questions via text. He's very busy and has another job and has to work all day, blah, 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 and has a wife and children. So he said, yeah, she's a good horse and I can drop her off Saturday. And I was like, what? Okay. And I asked specific questions, but he didn't even really have time to answer them. I just trusted there's no way he would bring me a horse that he knew I couldn't ride or use or like. And so what I did was I trusted and I said, okay, yes. Is she free? He said, yes. I said, okay, I'll take her. He said, okay, I'll drop her off Saturday. I'm not sure what time. I said, okay. Then I got an allergy attack that Saturday. So I wasn't even available. I was sick and I was in bed. And he said, okay, I'm dropping her off. And I said, okay, fine. Just, put her in the stall. I have it all ready and I'm not feeling well. So, at your leisure, according to your schedule, you can just put her in the stall. I said, okay. And then the next morning I woke up and I see the text and it says, she's in the stall. I had no idea what she looked like, except I think one little pic, I don't even think I got a picture of her. And I had no idea how tall she was. I had nothing, whether she has papers or not, blah, blah, blah. I come out the next morning and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to see my new horsey, like Christmas Day. And I look at her and I'm absolutely stunned and in shock at her beauty and how tall she is and how beautiful she is and how sweet she is and how gorgeous her pointy little ears are and how sound she was. And I couldn't even believe it. It was like a dream come true. And I'm still going, wow, is this even possible? But I can't even explain enough how radically important it is to understand that unconsciously and subconsciously, I got exactly the horse I had been asking for years. Is the horse that I could breed to my stallion to get a baby just like him. I absolutely want a gorgeous black little colt that is even more astoundingly gorgeous than my black stallion, so I can raise it as a baby just because I love horses so much. And here's the biggest thing, is that horses are an extension of my deepest spirit and soul. And because of this, I have been able to effortlessly, easily, quickly magnetize and manifest horses one after another, after another, after another. I'm up to like 12 or 13, 14 horses now, in terms of having that many horses over and over again, to where it is almost unbelievable. I'll even have pictures, or I'll tell someone what I'm looking for, and the exact match shows up. And so once again, this has happened. And I did say to myself, wait, this isn't a Frisian. And one of my friends said, oh, I got a new horse. And she said, oh, is it a Frisian? I said, no, it's not a Frisian. It's a saddlebred mare. And then in thinking about it, because part of me was like, no, it's not a Frisian. I wanted a Frisian. What happened? I lost my mojo. No, because I haven't done the imprinting and the ingraining on a subliminal, subconscious, unconscious level to actually magically create the Frisian, which will come in time. The first file to come up in our brain is the one that I've been working on for so long. I'm hoping this makes sense, because this is like so super deep, like, whoa, do. And yet I do believe that this is really the core, and everything that it takes to think and grow rich is to think and dream and wish and grow wealthy or have it come to fruition. Because I've done it over and over and over again, not just with horses. I mean, with everything: real estate, relationships, friendships, clients, artwork, clothing, shoes, jewelry, food, you name it. I've done it. But in this regard, if I look to see that all this time, my unconscious, subconscious is like, it's on the borderline, because it would float in and out of being unconscious. It was completely unconscious when the saddlebred showed up. That was completely unconscious, like out of anything close in my mind. I never said I wanted a saddlebred. Never did I say that. So that's when it's so unconscious. But in looking at it and everything else that I had said and believed and wanted, and if I want a saddlebred baby from my stallion, then I'd have to have a saddlebred female, and that's the only way to do it and get it. And that's what I ended up magically creating, is the perfect match to have the baby that I want. You know, it's not the mare that I wanted. I wanted the little baby boy, just like my stallion. And so it's like a miniature Harlem. A mini me Harlem. And so there it is. And so there's a lot of things that come into play. There's what we say consciously. There's what we really truly want subconsciously and unconsciously, and creating that and being clear, and then having the ability to let go of and not settle for whatever comes our way, and make sure we stay true to the dream, stay true to what we're creating and wanting to manifest or magnetize. And then the thing that speeds it up more than anything is represencing it over and over and staying hyper focused on whatever we're declaring or whatever intention we're setting or whatever we have on our wish list or dream board. We stay focused on that. See, the horses, if they are a physical extension of my spirit and my soul, it's always there. It's like a frequency. It's always on. Like the cell phone frequency is always on. It's always out there. And then the phone just picks up on it, and we can talk to anyone in the world with just a simple cell phone. It's unbelievable. The same thing stands true in being able to turn our thoughts and dreams and wishes, intentions, goals, aspirations into our objective reality. And if we're at the highest vibration and frequency, then we will create exactly what we're wishing for. But we have to also understand if there's anything subconsciously or unconsciously in the way and taken away from the purity of it, we're actually going to get what we don't want unconsciously and subconsciously. We're going to get what we don't want, and it's not going to match what we're saying consciously. They're not going to be in alignment. Just like the example I gave in a relationship, a romantic relationship. But it doesn't matter. We can say whatever we want. I want this car, and we end up getting the exact opposite car that we consciously said we wanted. Actually, I had somebody tell me that she so badly wanted a Mercedes, so she went and got the Mercedes, but it was it had a lot of internal problems that she couldn't see. So she actually unconsciously, subconsciously attracted a headache car, a lemon. They call it in cars a lemon. She actually attracted a lemon, and she tricked herself because she thought it was her dream car of being a Mercedes. And so we do that with everyone and everything that we want in our life. So as long as we align the conscious mind to the subconscious to the unconscious, then that's the best, highest, fastest way to do it, where we're the happiest with the least amount of effort, and it happens quickly or with the least amount of time. And this is vitally, vitally important to understand, train, and practice for, and keep duplicating over and over again. And there's so much information. I'm super excited that I just want to go on for days about this topic. But just to give you my own personal example is because I realized, oh my gosh, this is the dream of dream horses that I didn't think I wanted right now, was the one that actually showed up and was hand delivered for $0. So while I'm sleeping, like Santa Claus in the night, drops off the present. That's the best way to do it, especially when hauling horses. That's a very costly thing. It requires timing and appointments and getting a truck and trailer. I mean, so many different things come into play. And all I did was wake up and there she is. And so now I see that I consciously can create preparing to breed her to get that baby and whatever babies show up and are created when I breed the two horses. And then as far as the Frisian goes, that's on my bucket list, my wish list, and that'll show up when it's meant to be. So unexpectedly, when I even said consciously, okay, I'm waiting till next year, the moment we just let it go, we're not attached to it. It doesn't have to happen to prove that I know what I'm doing or to prove I'm good enough. That's when the magic appears from out of nowhere. Is when I forgot about it. Like I completely had no idea that I'd even be getting a horse because I kept saying consciously, I'm going to wait. And then poof, she shows up. And so then you must be willing to receive the magic. And part of me consciously almost said, no, let's wait. And then I said, no, don't do that because this is going to be a primo horse right here. And so I just said yes. So I was willing to receive it and deal with the consequences or deal with, what I wished for. Because this is where the saying goes, watch out for what you wish for. That's when we wish for things and we thought we were wishing for the best thing, but if we really examined it and self-reflected, we were actually asking for the very thing that does not serve us. And again, that's a subconscious phenomenon. And that's why over and over again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to understand only if you want to magnetize and manifest quickly, easily, effortlessly, happily, with the least amount of stress and strife, and you want it to be fun and easy breezy, then you want to do it this way. But if you don't want to train for it and you can just do it your way, that's fine. The one thing I have to say, though, is we never, ever, ever, ever get the time back. Time passes quickly when we're in the human form. Time in general is infinite, but as a human being, it is not. There is a time limit on our life as human beings. And so that's why if go for speed here and go for not just speed though, fulfillment, peace, happiness, freedom in creating a dreamy, magical life. Okay, so that said, please contact me if you'd like a consultation in terms of the coaching that I do and mastering this art of magnetizing magic. You can contact me at KarenLovely@gmail.com. I'd love to hear any comments, questions, any topics that you'd like to hear. Please let me know and I will address those in the future. I want to thank you so much for listening and making sure that you got all the best points of what I shared with you here today in terms of watch out for what you wish for, but better yet, wish for whatever you're wishing for consciously, train for and make sure that your subconscious mind and your unconscious mind align with your conscious passions, desires, and obsessions to do it as wonderfully and easily and effortlessly and playfully as possible. Okay, that is the name of the game. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Oh, also, do not knock it until you try it, practice it, and live it. This is the way to go. This is who I am. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm wishing you your superhuman powers, your superhuman mind power, your superhuman inner spiritual powers, and that'll do it. So you need to be seriously in touch with your innate spirit, the spirit within you, and align that with your mind. And that again is the unconscious, subconscious, conscious mind. And then in one clear swoop, this is how we can live a lifelong, fulfilling, happy, healthy life that we love, and share it with those that we love, and that we can all get along and create this heaven on earth for everyone and everything, and carry that on, and so on and so on and so on, so we have a magnificent ripple effect. Thank you so much, and I'm wishing you a spectacular, spectacular holiday season, and forever and always living a magical, magnificent life. Thank you.